backing up Restoration Angel, Geisty Saint Trap, Snapcaster, and Thundermaw Hellkite. So a much more aggressive angle to the deck than we usually see. Also, 2 main deck copies of Feeling of Dread, which I actually could be very good in this matchup because it's just Glenn's just trying to get his big hitters online.
So Glenn looks like he won the die roll. He led with Avacyn's Pilgrim off of a forest. Monica leads with Steam Vents.
And Monica, not a ton of ways, a couple pillars in her deck. She has a smattering of a lot of 2s and 3s of removal spells.
Quick start for Glenn as he has a turn 2 4/4.
Yep, a fast smiter.
Monica likely has the Azorius charm here.
Yep. And Glenn playing his second land as a Keswick Wolf Run, generally representing that he's short on mana, because that's one of the lands you want to play last. The Temple Garden on tap, assume this is another Pilgrim.
There it is.
And so Glenn is basically out of cards. He has the 2 smiters, the one in play and the one on top of the deck, that represent a lot of pressure. But he doesn't have a lot to back this up, nor does he have red mana to turn on his Wolf Run currently.
Yeah, I was hoping that this was going to be a Liev Sky Knight. That was going to be a lot better of a play than just a naked Silverblade Paladin for Monica there.
Yeah. Smiter in.
Monica's going to be able to keep a live track of our life total with those dice up there in this game.
Yeah. Smiter and a Farseek. So this will get red mana, and now that Wolf Run is representing a ton of damage.
Yeah. The Wolf Runs were representing +2/+0 and trample on any creature currently.
But Monica actually has at least 1 copy of Feeling of Dread in her hand, which is pretty awesome against this Smiter beatdown.
Essentially Moment's Peace.
Yep.
In Standard against Glenn Jones. That can be used aggressively if she needs it to be. I really like Feeling of Dread a lot.
It's definitely, I mean, it's a little out of place in some of the now going over the top control decks that we've seen take.
Yes.
But anyone who's in the Thraktos Restoration Angel space, this card will do some pretty good work as long as you're backing up with some pressure.
Take 1 and then pump it.
I would be surprised to see a block here, yep. So that's an extra 2.
Yep.
Now Monica has Thundermaw Hellkite in hand. I'm not sure if she has another land, but that's just, I mean, that's, 12 this turn and then lethal next turn.
Yeah.
Just drew an unsummon. I'm not sure.
Yep, we have the land.
Oh, we have a cavern. Okay, so we do have the 5th land.
And this is going to... So if she just plays the dragon and pairs it up, then she's winning this race.
Yeah, 4, 8, 9, 10. Well, it's not clear if she just doesn't die on the crackback. 4, 8, 10.
She has 2 Hellkites in hand. So actually she does win this race because she can stand in front of it with the Silverblade Paladin.
Yes. Yeah, as long as she doesn't just kind of... Yeah, I think she's just seeing if she needs to hold back the
Paladin?
The Hellkite for 1 turn. Because if she gets untapped, she has Unsummon and Feeling of Dread. I mean, she can cover everything as long as she just doesn't get killed here.
And that's what she's going to do.
No, I think she actually just passed, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She passed.
Oh, she's going to Feeling of Dread.
Yeah.
And then, okay. Handle it that way, sure.
Which seems a little strange to me, but she can end of turn unsummon, which will drastically slow down Glenn's clock.
Well, I think the theory is if Glenn just runs the turn back they did the previous turn, you flashback Feeling of Dread and then you pump everything into the Pilgrim, then you're definitely in the clear once you unsummon. Glenn's then down a mana the following turn, and then your Thundermaw Hellkite gets a hit for 10, and then the other Thundermaw Hellkite in your hand finishes it off. So I think I would assume Monica's logic here is assuming Glenn just runs back the turn he just had. This is a much safer line than playing the Thundermaw Hellkite and then, any random pump spells or burn spells maybe throws it all off.
Or elimination spell.
Yeah. So Glenn's going to play his own Thundermaw Hellkite, which is also...
quite excited by it.
So he's going to move into attacks.
I assume we're going to tap down the dragon and one of the elephants.
I think we need to... I'm pretty sure we need to...
We need to unsummon an elephant.
I don't know if we... Yeah, so we... What's the other white card that's in her hand? Oh, it's a Faith Shield. Okay.
All right. So she...
Well, now this is pretty awesome for her because she gets to play Steam Vents untapped and now has Thundermaw plus Unsummon for the next turn. So 4, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's still not clear if she can afford to send the Thundermaw this turn.
I think she's going to.
Well, if you hold back on D...
Oh, then it's just a double striker if you hold back on defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. I think she's going to come in, though.
Yeah, I'm not... So, what does Glenn have on board? 4, 8, 13... Yes, he... Okay, I guess he can just... Okay, so she can just trade the Silver Blade for one of the elephants, and then the second Thundermaw in the hand is lethal?
Yes.
This is some risky business. And obviously the fact that she played her Steam Vents untapped signals that she has something to do with the mana, so now Unsummon's on the radar. Maybe we did this as the attackers were declared?
I think we did this as attackers. I would hope we did this as attackers were declared. Because if we didn't, things got awkward.
4, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's exactly lethal. So I assume we must have done it inside of combat.
Yeah. Yep. So we're going to trade. We don't even have to trade with an elephant if we don't want to.
Yeah, it seems... Well, no, this is a lethal attack. Because of the wolf run.
Oh, because of the wolf run. Yeah. So we do have to...
Yeah, we had to put it in front.
And by trade with an elephant, I mean go to 2.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is fine. Monica blocks, and then if Glenn tries to leave a Thundermaw back on defense, which is presumably what his sequence...
She's got another
Thundermaw to finish it off.
So Glenn is not going to pump in order to play this Thundermaw, theoretically, post-combat.
Glenn's thinking, does he have Restoration Angel in his hand?
I don't know. I can't tell. Nope. Ultimate price.
Oh, this is a disaster now for Monica since...
Almost got there with the replayed Thundermaw Hellkite.
Isn't one of the Smiters supposed to be dead? Was a double striker, right? Thundermaw was in play during combat?
No. Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, one of the Smiters is supposed to be dead. I think. Check with the judge on that. Another Hellkite. Yeah, Glenn did a good job here.
I think Monica's now just... I'm pretty sure she's just dead on the way back.
Yes. Yes. Unless... Yeah. That's...
Okay, yep. I mean, it was an overkill. It was an overkill.
It's an overkill anyway, so it didn't matter. This Smiter, because he's attacking for $1 billion D5. So... Not a huge deal.
Yeah.
So Glenn Jones going to take game 1.
Yeah, Glenn with a really good... I guess he had the option of... He had 7 mana on that turn, so he could have... I guess what he was thinking about was whether or not he wanted to bluff Ultimate Price or just cast it. And at that point, the game's only going on for 1 more turn. It's not worth risking anything. So, in the sideboard here, we have... let's see, for Monica, we have 3 copies of Supreme Verdict and 2 copies of Detention Sphere. I'm not exactly sure if she wants to go... It's more of a controlling package, but if she's presuming that, Glenn is going to be sideboarding in cards to handle things like Silverblade Paladin, cheap removal, it might be worth cutting down on a little bit of that action and having a little more removal and just leaning on your durable threats to win the game. But... I'm not sure what path she's going to want to take exactly. Most of her spells are good in the matchup. She has the kill spells, and the Azorius Charm's certainly good. Izzet Charm's fine if she's presuming that Hunt Master of the Fells is in this deck, so it's hard for her to shave out here unless she's willing to cut some of her more aggressive elements to hedge against removal that Glenn's, assuming that Glenn's bringing in more removal.
Yeah, Glenn is going to bring in these, well, presumably he's going to side out these Lingering Souls having seen Thundermaw Hellkite.
Yep.
He's going to bring in Silklash Spider having seen Thundermaw Hellkite. That seems like a pretty easy switch.
Oh yeah, and I mean, presumably your blue-white opponent has more flyers as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Lyav Sky Knight and Restoration Angel, for example. He's also got Tragic Slip. It depends on what type of game he's planning on fighting here. If he's planning on trading in combat and then taking out the Hellkite post-combat, like that's a decent way to deal with a Hellkite.
Yep.
He also has another Hellkite and a Bonfire.
Yep.
And, you know, Bonfire seems fine, but all of Monica's creatures have big butts, except for Lyav Sky Knight and Silverblade. Well, she also does have Geist of St. Traft, but he didn't see that yet. So he doesn't really know what game plan she's on, other than her colors. Yeah,
I think Glenn's deck generates so much mana that any time that the opponent's playing a creature deck, I think you're just supposed to have a full play set of Bonfires.
Yeah.
It's not at its most efficient here, but it's still good and powerful enough that I think you're supposed to just bring in your copy when you can. As far as Tragic Slip goes, I think that with the number of fidgety sort of defensive measures that Monica's deck presumably has, I think it's pretty hard to engineer Tragic Slip. I think it's probably for more, you know, I'm worried about that card's more...
He also has Avacyn's Pilgrims.
Sure.
So it's not miserable.
Yeah. I'm worried about that card is, since he's splashing black, I think that's probably much more about specifically having a good answer to Falconwrath Aristocrat than just boarding it in against creature decks in general.
That's a fair point.
But I'm sure the Silklash Spiders and the extra Bonfire of the Dam will be coming in. And probably the extra Thundermaw too. And yeah, from Monica's side, she can basically bring in Detention Spheres, 2 more Pillars, and 3 Supreme Verdicts, and cut Paladin and Sky Knight, and have a more controlling, not necessarily controlling, but cutting down the threats that are easy for Glenn to sort of pick apart in exchange for having more removal, being able to control Glenn's board a little bit better.
So you think that she goes the controlling route?
If I were in her seat, I would probably cut those 7 cards for Supreme Verdict, Detention Sphere, and Pillar of Flame. Just because, you know, Glenn's probably going to have, you know, some number of things like Pillars and Bonfires and just general stuff to clog up the ground, things that are going to make trying to connect with 1 and 2 toughness creatures just a very difficult slog.
Yeah, now that sets up an interesting game 3 for me, because he's going to side out these Lingering Souls, and if she sideboards into a more controlling deck,
right, then the souls become a little bit better.
Become better. So
yeah, I think
that's a little interesting.
Yeah, I think the fact that there's just so many Thundermaw Hellkites in her deck.
Yeah, that's a problem. She does have 3, so
yeah, probably keeps that in check somewhat. But it's also nice to have more. It's also good to have more chump blockers for Geist of St. Traft, and you know, trades with Sapcaster Mage. I mean, Lingering Souls is not strictly bad just because there's Thundermaw Hellkite in a deck. There's plenty of good work that card can still do. So I don't know.
Now, do you think that she brings in Nevermores to be able to deal with Thragtusks that she probably thinks Glenn has? If she sees 4 colors that one of them is green,
sure, yeah.
She assumes he has Thragtusk.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to. There's a lot of different angles she can sort of take in this matchup. Were I in her position, I would be much more dedicated about just having flyers as my game plan to sort of ignore Thragtusk to some extent, or using my tempo spells to alleviate it to some extent, than trying to fight it with something like Nevermore. But again, it's hard to say in this seat.
A permanent answer to Silklash Spider if that's her plan.
Oh yeah, I mean, Silklash Spider is just going to be a huge beating. There's just no two ways around it.
I was just going to say those exact words.
Fortunately, Unsummon and Azorius Charm and Feeling of Dread, there's ways to cobble together temporary answers, but once it's in play, it's just going to be hard to bash through.
Monica's going to be on the play here. Looks like she's happy. Glenn is going to be on the draw.
Yeah, both keeping 7.
He is as happy as Glenn Jones is ever.
Oh, I think we're I think Glenn has said, well, I'm not sure if I'm... Okay, we're good.
I think he's going to keep. Yeah, Glenn Jones, Magic's grumpy cat.
Oh, there's so many grumpy cats. Glenn.
Oh, that's true. He's among the many.
Yeah. Glenn doesn't have a monopoly on that action, that's for sure.
You know what? I apologize for even presuming that he's the grumpiest cat in the room. Let alone in the. Well, he's going to have the Loxodon Smiter on turn 2 yet again.
Yeah, it's fast Smiter. Good start.
Hammer time.
There's a Geist.
Monica's got a Geist, though.
So we'll see if Glenn has one of his good answers here. Bonfire off the top would have been awesome. Huntmaster
Huntmaster's a very good answer. Mike and I were talking about the dance that Geist of St. Traft and Huntmaster of the Fells play against each other.
Yep.
It's an interesting little game those two play.
An isolated Chapel that correctly comes into play untapped, and a Farseek. So far, Monica is in the clear, no Huntmaster.
So is this Smiter going to stay back on defense so as to not take 6?
I think it's really, I mean,
yeah.
That's what Glenn's going to choose. I think it's really rough against, you know, the Unsummon Azorius Charm deck to try to take a defensive posture, but...
Yep, now Monica gets to use aggressive tempo spells, which is where they want to be.
Yep. Even something as getting to attack and then use a Restoration Angel is a totally fine advancement of her board. It's just, you know.
She does have the Feeling of Dread in hand.
I mean, it's possible Glenn's hand is just loaded in terms of, like, power, in which case he's happy to just slow down the game a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to come in.
And I assume we're going to see some sort of...
She did not Feeling of Dread pre-combat.
I mean, this implies it just has to be Restoration Angel, right? Unless we're trading. Okay.
Unless she has another Geist.
Or a Pillar, maybe, to finish this guy off. Or a Pillar.
Another
Geist.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So Glenn's decision to stay back was very much rewarded there.
Yeah. None of Monica's tempo plays were there, and she also missed a land drop.
Yeah. No, that's not true. She played Geist on turn 3, and I think.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah. I'm sorry.
This is good.
Yeah, Glenn's
all right,
on the...
Smiter in this time.
He's gonna pass. This has got to be Restoration Angel, and it is. Monica now up to Dragon Mana if she had one.
Yep. And this, I assume this is going to be Feeling of Dread time.
Yes. Almost certainly Feeling of Dread time. I've got a feeling.
I mean, she has Feeling of Dread and Unsummon. All right, so
it's Unsummon time.
All right, so now I guess I assume we're Feeling of Dread now.
That's interesting. I'm not sure I like that plan. There's Feeling of Dread. Innistrad block.
Camera is currently cut away to something different. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're going to Feeling of Dread.
There we go.
So that's going to be 6 damage to Glenn. Knocking him down to 8. Glenn's hand a little land heavy. But yeah, in general, I would have preferred to.
Yeah, I think that she didn't think through what was happening in her head, that it was going to blink the Smiter.
Yeah. So, yeah, in general, you would want to unsummon the non-Restoration Angel creature and then keep Feeling of Dread, which is a much better answer to Restoration Angel once it's in play.
Now all she needs, although she's drawing a lot of lands, all she needs is just a burn spell, basically, at this point. Because she can Feeling of Dread for another turn.
She's just going to pass the turn back. She would much prefer to induce the Restoration Angel and then use Dread after, or just sort of jam up Glenn's action. There's a Silk Lash Splitter.
That's not going to be good enough here, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's still dangerous territory because, you know, he can't play 2 creatures in 1 turn here. So if he just plays the Spider, then Feeling of Dread matters a ton. and that's exactly what's going on in Glenn's mind. He might be better off passing back one turn, playing Restoration Angel, untapping, and then playing Silk Spider so he can alleviate Feeling of Dread as much as possible.
He's got 8 mana now, so if he has a 4 mana spell in his hand, he can play it as well as then just pass with the Angel in hand that everybody knows he has. So that'd be a much more preferred play.
Yeah, I mean,
Although if he had another 4-drop, he probably would have played it already.
Yeah, the turn's not that complicated. If he had Hummaster of the Fells or something like that, there's no question that would just be in play already. So.
And he's only got 1 unknown in his hand, so.
I believe it's a land.
Yeah. So we've got Angel, Spider, land. So he's just going to jam this Spider. Which we decided we didn't love that play.
I think I would have just wanted to get Restoration Angel down because I think it's the safest route.
Now, if you're Glenn,
because like imagine if you just pass with your, so Cavern is on Dragon.
For Glenn, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, for Monica. Sorry. Just a friendly reminder to Glenn that she has Thundermaw Hellkite in her deck.
Yeah, I guess because the way that Glenn plays it, if he plays Restoration Angel, even if Monica top decks something like Thundermaw Hellkite, he can still finagle around that and the Feeling of Dread to not die. Whereas if Thundermaw Hellkite was her draw that turn, it would have just died. Maybe if he has Ultimate Price in his hand that we can't see, that would be fine because he's not worried about Hellkite anymore. But I think I would have wanted to sit one more turn just to be safe.
I'm super curious what's in Monica's hand.
It's just lands.
It's just lands?
Just flooding out, yeah.
That's too bad. She was in such a good position for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, she did not have a lot of resources to work with this game. She kind of had to cobble together something out of her redundant Geist of Saint Trap by sort of just suiciding in, and then, the unsummon didn't get maximized. And I mean, Glenn's draw has not been very good either. He's also very action light, but it looks like he's pretty close to stabilizing the game here. Although she still has some, again, it's like even Snapcaster, Unsummoned, Feeling of Dread, she has a lot of range from here still. This is not, and there's a Snapcaster, so she might be able, if she is patient here and Glenn gets starts acting a little too fast, it's possible. Although I feel like for the rest of the game he's just going to leave Restoration Angel mana up because it does some very good work in alleviating Feeling of Dread. Because you get an extra blocker, plus you get to untap one of your tap guys.
So her next cavern name's Angel this time. Not that it matters.
Yeah, so, I think Monica needs to take a hit one more turn and try to Snapcaster Unsummon end of turn, and then
like put together
Feeling of Dread
put
or
together the one big turn
something
at the end.
Yeah.
To try to steal this one at the end here. Just take it. No. Well, I think that she should have done this end of turn.
Probably. I mean, there's definitely an argument for doing this because it gives her one extra turn.
Yeah.
And she's probably compelled to make a play similar like this anyway, so it might not be worth taking the extra hit.
That makes sense. But it's not like she's bottlenecking Glenn's mana.
Well, a little bit, because ideally he would like to be able to activate his
spider.
To activate his spider, yeah.
That makes sense. Another Snapcaster, man.
And the only card in there right now is the Feeling of Dread, which is
but not again, something you want to be flashing back.
Now we have
with Snapcaster Mage, I should say.
But now, another Unsummon is potentially a devastating draw.
So what's Monica looking for here? Can't be any of the flyers.
I mean, it really needs to be unsummoned, and then she has, or Azorius Charm's Azorius Charm's quite good here too. So now she has Snapcaster, Azorius Charm. Basically, she needs Glenn to get impatient, because as long as that Restoration Angel is in his hand, it just blunts a lot of the potential effectiveness of Feeling of Dread. So,
ooh, well, Glenn has Bonfire. So that's a problem.
all right, this is just going to, I believe this is just going to kill Monica.
He's deciding if she has a counter spell. So
Right.
I think he's just going to do it for 2.
Just to be safe.
Just to be safe.
Right, because if he gets negated here, then
Then
he doesn't have mana for
enormous.
Restoration Angel, and now Feeling of
now-
Dread is a thing again. And
And he's lost control of everything.
But yeah, if she has nothing, then just doing it for 2 is just fine.
Is just as good, because then Monica goes to 6 and he can attack for 6 if he wants to. Yep. So Azorius Charm used defensively here to put Smiter back on top of the library. Monica goes to 4.
And there's a Lingering Souls.
And he kept Lingering Souls in.
Yeah.
At least some number.
So now we have some kind of running draws, I think.
I'm hard pressed to see them. Supreme Verdict.
Okay,
That's all right.
it's very good.
It's too bad that we didn't have that before the Azorius Charm.
Yep. And we still have Snapcaster Azorius Charm, so
Which is nice. Monica can drop to 1 here.
well, I think she's probably going to Snapcaster Azorius Charm this hit.
Nope, she's
no.
going to drop to 1.
Okay.
Wait for Glenn to play, locks it on Smiter, and then blow up the world again.
Yep. This is the punishment Glenn gets for his discipline is now. Well, yeah, the reason that I would have done that, would have just Snapcaster Azorius Charm there, is assuming that Snapcaster in her hand, is now then Lingering Souls becomes a very good draw. Oh, we're just going to Snapcaster Wrath. Okay.
Yeah. Snapcaster is also dead.
Yeah, Snapcaster is dead.
Interesting. Interesting to know.
And we
So
still have a
Monica-
Feeling of Dread in the
We
graveyard,
do.
right?
So we have another draw.
I mean, Thundermaw, Hellkite, and we're golden, right?
Yes. Thundermaw, Hellkite, and we're golden. Oh, there's a Sky Knight.
Still,
not
Thundermaw's still
miserable.
Thundermaw's still good.
Yep. I like that denotation of being
Yes.
detained. The upside down.
Oh, there's
Ooh,
a tragic slip in the
Slipia.
Sky Knight.
Well,
All right.
that's too bad. But Glenn played well.
Yeah. He
They both
showed a
kind
lot
of flooded out, actually.
showed a lot of discipline with that. I mean, that's always the dangerous thing about the Snapcaster decks is you show